baby. Hey, we are rolling, and
we are?
welcome back to All of This Is Temporary. We just got a jam-packed episode for you. So much has happened in the last week.
I can't wait to hear about it.
This week's episode is brought to you by Adidas. I always try to spell Adidas with 3 Ds. I always want to throw...
The two? Where do you put the third one?
Yeah, exactly. Where do you put
Daditas?
Where do you put the third D?
Adidas?
I do, it's ad. I do ad Adidas. ADDIDAS. Since I was a kid, it's been Adidas. Hey, you gotta get rid of the Arida.
Arira-san, weron.
Also brought to you by Bike Week. Cave Creek Bike Week.
Oh shit, we were supposed to go.
It's so many motorcycles. It's not even a funny.
You know, I had a thought yesterday because we did go through town yesterday on your electric motorcycle, just to like see what was going on. And I had this memory while I was on the back of your bike going through town. Because at first I was like, and I even mentioned this too, I was like, oh gosh, I would have really loved to come and like walk around because I didn't know it was such a big thing.
Yeah.
And you were like, huh? And I was like, yeah, I like that kind of stuff. And you were like, really? But I had this memory, because I know you don't, but I had this memory of this time last year when it was Bike Week, or it was like coming up, you know, and this is still in the early stages of us dating, and you were saying that we should go. You want to take me there.
Has it only been a year? It feels like 10 years. You have a memory of me saying I want to take you there?
Well, something along the lines of like, oh yeah, we should go. You should check it. Like I want you to see it. Something like that. But that didn't happen this year.
Well, we did go through it, and I said again we should go and do it.
We'll drive around. Yeah. Well,
no, I said we should go walk and check everything out and go so you can see it. I feel like you just are trying to throw me under the bus. Hey, both of us were alive all day with the knowledge that Bike Week exists.
I forgot about it until just now.
But you know what's funny
is yesterday was a couch day.
It was a bike. It is Bike Week, so the big weekend. It is also rodeo weekend. So it's a bunch of white people pretending to be bikers and Indians, and I'm like, or cowboys. Where are the Indians? Shit! Buried the joke.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're not real bikers. It's all like retired or retired truck drivers or in between, long hauls.
Yeah, I was on the phone with Terrell yesterday, day before, and he went to the rodeo, and he said that it's a bunch of dudes pretending to be cowboys. And I'm like, that's funny because in town, it's just a bunch of dudes pretending to be bikers. And it's like, so there's fake bikers and fake cowboys.
And it's all right before April 1st.
Where are the fake Indians? Like cowboys, Indians, bikers. I feel like that. Where's the train conductors? Where are all of the fake train conductors just walking around with the weird hat and a lantern? I don't know I guess just covered in soot.
I don't know. Well, we need slaves too.
I guess
if we're going to go.
The tractor guys are kind of like the...
I did not mean that. That was supposed to be a joke.
Oh, did you say we need slaves?
Well,
sometimes I listen back and I go, how did I miss that she said that? Because my train of thought is trying to complete itself.
Yeah. You do miss a lot of the things that I say.
You say the darndest things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you already missed something that I said today.
Slavery.
No, another one. It's okay. We equally don't listen to each other.
Is it possible that it was intentional?
Yeah.
What did I miss? All right, for anybody who's paying attention, let's see what I missed today.
I made a joke, and it's not very often when I make jokes.
Okay. What was the joke?
That they're like this weekend we have white people pretending to be cowboys and bikers. And I said, yeah, it's because April 1st is coming.
Oh, do you mean just a second ago when you said April 1st? because what you said is earlier today, I thought. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So that was earlier a moment ago. I did hear that.
Oh, it's getting hot in here.
As in, is it the hot seat? Or are you getting flashes?
Getting hot flashes.
Do we need to pause this and turn on a fan or something?
No, I'm good. I can push through.
Okay.
I'll let you lead.
Well,
show.
we have. I mean, things are just getting all shook up in the world right now. I'm about to blow your mind. I'm going to show you.
My mind or their mind?
Well, yours mainly, but if anybody's following along, one of my favorite characters, new characters that I've found, really has changed my mind about the world.
Ronald D. Norman.
Ronald Norman. And
oh, it's Ronald.
It might be Ronald D. Norman.
This whole time I've been
Did
Ronald
you think
D.
Did you think you spell the name Ronald Ronnel or something like that?
I don't know why I'm so retarded. I don't know.
Baby, that would be Ronell.
Ronald D. Norman.
We're doing this at the top of the show because this guy is so, like, I can't tell if he's faking it or not. And
no, he's
so
not. He's real.
So yeah, I know.
He's so real.
He's the realest Moffat, you know? Oh,
is he doing stand up? What?
Or is he?
What the heck?
So, we'll shook up, a little disheveled, had kind of a harrowing experience getting here tonight. In fact, I was almost in a car accident. It would have been a pretty serious car accident too, but fortunately, at the last second, I managed to change my mind. Recently, actually, my wife started driving more. She's kind of become the default driver, and it was just because, for years I was always the driver, but years of listening to her over there yapping, slow down, you're falling too close. There's brake lights a mile and a half away. And wake up. Hey, fellas, you ever use your urine stream to clean the toilet?
Every guy does that.
No, that's why they get so gross.
You pee the poop off.
I only bring that up because I was in a hotel room this last week that was so nasty, I had to do that to the sheets. So anyway, I was staying with some friends of mine. They're Tongan. They're Polynesian Tongan. I would say they're Polynesian because there's an East African tribe that also goes by Tongan, but they're no relation. I just didn't want there to be confusion. Okay, so anyway, I was staying over at their place, and they were. We'll go one morning, they're like, hey, we're all going to this street festival. You come with us? I was like, oh, sure. And so we go to this thing. And we get there, and there's a bunch more Tongans, Polynesian, East Africans that show up. So, and then there were some Samoans, also Polynesian, but they don't have an East African equivalent. They're only Samoans. I mean, they had a copyright dispute with the Girl Scouts a few years ago, but they're So anyway, this thing was pretty cool. There was a lot of music going on, and people were dancing, and there was food and everything. And so I just started kind of, blending in and having a good time. I was meeting people from all over the world. I met people from China, Japan, Afghanistan, Jakarta, Cambodia, all over Africa. A bunch of people from South America and Colombia, Bolivia and then Mexicans. There was a lot of okay, it was mostly Mexicans. But here's my point. Nobody cared where anybody was from, man. We were all just having a great time. We were celebrating. Nobody cared about your nationality, color of your skin, your political or religious affiliations. No one was trying to get anyone to join their doTERRA downline or anything. It was just pure bliss. And I was like, this is what it's all about, man. This is what America's all about. People coming here, taking advantage of our freedoms and our opportunities. And we were there celebrating, not how we were different, but how we were the same. How we're all one race, the human race. That's what we were about. It's a very proud and exciting moment for me. But it's also, at the same time, I realized that I was the only white guy there. It's a little humbling. I think you know where I'm coming from. It was just that sudden realization that, well, I guess I'm in charge.
Give it up for Rodney Norton.
He's so... I didn't know he's a comedian. He does it on purpose.
Faking it. He's faking it, and I love him.
Also, it's not Ronald D. It is Rodney. It's Rodney.
Rodney.
I have been reading it right.
Rodney D.
Rodney, not Ronald.
Rodney D. Norman.
Yeah, you said Ronald.
I did.
And that's when I was like, oh shit, I've been saying it Ronald D.
But how funny is that?
Oh, he's so funny.
He's good. I mean,
he's got his own style, perfect delivery. He's not in a hurry.
It was so good.
Oh, man. He's a new hero. Where is he based out of? Rodney D. Norman. This could be his big break.
I didn't look into it anymore.
His viewing on, his airing on this podcast could be his big break.
Yeah, I think TikTok is probably treating him pretty good over there.
He's got a lot of followers.
But I love that we've been watching him and thinking, is this guy like... today's the best time of the day to have one. If you do, if you don't have one. It's like there were a few things in there that I'm like, oh, you know what? That's so smart.
Mm-hmm.
That's like way too clever to be accidental or dumb. Mm. So when that came across my TikTok, I was like, yes, he is hilarious.
I love him. Yeah, we got to figure out where he's based out of.
So Ronnie D. Dangerfield.
It seems like that's an open mic that he goes to normally. And I say that because of when he's coming off the stage, the lady was like giving him props. Like, I'm so glad he's back again kind of thing.
Well, he's good at it.
He's good.
He's good.
I love Yeah. He's really good at like redirecting.
So you guys are probably thinking what I was thinking. I guess I'm in charge.
Yeah.
That joke is so good because you're like, all right, he's doing like a little PSA, little public service. We're all the same. Go team go, team human people. There were people from everywhere. I was the only white guy. So, well, I guess I'm the leader.
Because you think he's going to talk about how awkward it is. Yes. And now he knows how they feel when like they're in a room full of white people. Nope.
He got you. That was such a good misdirect. That was so good.
And then with the driving joke, he didn't say what we were all thinking, which I appreciated. Yeah. Because, I mean, all of us were thinking, he let his wife drive because he was tired of listening to her bicker. But he didn't even say that. He just, was like, she's yelling at him to wake up. Like, kept falling asleep. Like,
But the driving one before that where he goes, I made it here. And it was quite harrowing. I was almost in a horrific car accident, but at the last minute, I managed to change my mind.
I couldn't hear part of that
I'll
joke.
turn it up for the second audio. That's why I wanted to tell you that one. But that one hooked me. I was like, oh, I see. Because at first, I'm like...
Because we all have those thoughts of like, what if I just... We have those thoughts, we never act on them.
Yeah. But... Bill Burr has a famous bit where he's like, this is the difference between normal life and being on the news, on the nighttime news. Like, on this one, he's just driving just regular old Bill, just like, you know. And then on this one, he's like, it was a horrific scene. And all I got to do is this with my steering wheel, just a little bit. And it changes the whole.
It's amazing what 2-3 inches would do.
I feel like that's my, the tractor joke where you're just like, you just take the bucket and just start crushing cars, and they're all lined up. You would kill some people just with the bucket before they got out, before they saw, oh my God, he's like reversing and crushing vehicles.
I don't want to be a part of this.
So anyway,
that's good.
Shout out.
I'm glad you waited to show me
one of my new favorite comedians. I want to find this guy. That is so funny.
Yeah. No, I love his delivery. I love his style. Yeah. It's so original. It's smart. It's not rushed.
No, he knows it's good.
It's relatable. It's timeless too.
And it was 4 minutes.
That was 4 minutes. I could have watched more of that shit.
4-minute set. That's a perfect little stand-up set. So good.
Rodney D. Norman.
Yeah.
I like him.
Makes me happy. First, before we go any further, I need to apologize to you, really from the deepest part.
I like where this is going.
Babe, I'm so sorry.
I'm scared.
I misled you last week, and I sang the wrong song. Round and round the mulberry bush.
Oh,
the monkey doth not chase thy weasel. You were so right. I was so wrong. This is a matter I want to make sure that we fix, because I can't, in good conscience, let the rest of the world believe that I was right about this because I was wrong about this nursery rhyme.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny you bring this up, because it really is 1, 2, 3. The third thing on my list that I want to talk about today is how I was right. So we can continue on this. So just to recap.
It is also third on my list, so we're right on point.
This is Twilight Zone. So last week, I had a couple of ideas. I think I just brought up one. Maybe I did 2. But one, funny things. I'm like, I don't know how to make a joke out of this, but I think it's funny for some reason.
Where the song comes from, and it's Prison Women.
Yeah. So where merry-go-round the mulberry bush or whatever was invented by women locked up together for a long time.
And what did they do? They just danced around a bush and sang early in the morning, doodle-a-doo-doodle-a-doo, early in the morning, or whatever version they sang.
Well, yeah, I don't know that version. The version that I just have, here we go around the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, here we go around the mulberry bush, early in the morning.
It's the same thing.
So yours sounds better.
I just feel really guilty about having, I tried to shoot you down on this topic, and it's so important. I just am really sorry about that. So, and anybody who's listening or watching, I'm sorry to you too, from the bottom of my heart. I mean to, I really mean to fix this. So I wasn't, caught on a signal chat, intercepting messages about bombing countries or anything like that. But
it wasn't classified.
But it's close. I mean, it's close.
Yeah. I like how you take something, where I was right, and then you make it into a joke.
Well, newsflash. Now we live in a black hole. Have you heard that one?
No.
Apparently.
We're in a black hole?
That's the deal.
This is the portal.
Yep.
We're in the portal?
Turns out.
You mean we can go anywhere and do anything we want?
New evidence suggests we are in a black hole.
What happens when you're in a black hole?
Obviously, life on Earth.
I thought nothing could exist in a black hole.
Well, new evidence suggests otherwise. The insanity, this goes right to the pyramids. This and the pyramids and aliens, it's all right in the same thing. They did some imagery, some topahomographical, catastrophical, trippy imagery, and then the next day, a scientist had descended the column to the base, and there was a pool of blue water that he was tempted to get in because it was full of bodies with their eyes open. But he had such a feeling of oneness and he was tempted to get in the water, but he didn't. And it's like, does anyone believe that they have descended these columns? They don't know how to get to the columns or something. They haven't like invented a boring machine that they're allowed to use right next to an archaeological dig. This is going to take them. I mean, they're the size of what the new what's the new twin towers called? The Mono Tower, Freedom Tower.
Mono Tower. We can't afford to make two.
Yeah, it's approximately that height when coupled with the pyramid, 2,000 feet or 660 meters or something like that. Was that? Yeah, something like that. With a giant chamber at the bottom, but you have to get there with a paintbrush. So I don't think we got there already. Is all I'm saying.
I don't think so.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Not even a paintbrush. I think you have to use like something smaller than a paintbrush.
Yeah, and also the imagery that we got doesn't clearly dispel what the crazy cleaned up images that the internet is showing. It's like, man, they discover.
No, they're just making it up. It's like dinosaurs. They're just assuming.
No, they found those whole ones, I think. Pretty sure they have.
Are those real?
Bill knows a guy that has dinosaur bones, a full T-Rex.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I heard that in the museums, the dinosaur sculptures aren't actually real.
That is correct. But the bones that the people that own the land that dug up the dinosaur bones, those are real.
Turns out they were just like,
They recreate the ones for the museums.
So the other day, you came up with a joke, which I thought was pretty funny. Mm-hmm. Do you care to share it?
Is it about Women's History Month?
Yes.
Well, I'm trying to think of a premise here. I don't have a joke for it yet, but the premise is pretty good. It's that Women's History Month, one of the inventions that is widely used today in society that is women invented. How do you say it? It's man-made, woman-made. That a woman invented is the dishwasher. And it hit me, I don't use my dishwasher because they don't work. And I was like, leave it to a woman to invent a machine that also doesn't want to do the job that she didn't want to do.
So I took that premise and I put it into ChatGPT and it gave me a response. And it gave me 3 different responses because I wasn't totally happy with the first one. So I gave it a little bit more for the second one. Okay. And then I really didn't like the second one. So then I gave it a little bit more and then it gave me a third one. So I'm going to
tell me what you put into the chat.
Okay. So the first thing I said, a woman invented the dishwasher. Why is that funny? Remember that you are giving responses and answers that mimic the style of Ray Stone and all of this is temporary.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. So it said, oh, this is hilarious because it's the most passive-aggressive invention in history. Imagine Josephine Cochrane in the 1880s just scrubbing dishes with the fury of 1,000 neglected wives thinking, oh, so you can build a railroad across the country, but you can't rinse the plate? And instead of nagging, she just goes, fine, I'll just invent a whole-ass machine to do it. That's next level spite. That's queen behavior. That's the 19th century equivalent of I'm not mad. I just think it's funny. Okay. I didn't really like that.
Hold on. We have to dissect that because it doesn't even actually make sense. Do it again. Will you please reread it?
I'll say it in human speak. So it says, oh, this is hilarious because it's the most passive aggressive invention in history. So imagine Josephine is doing dishes in the 1880s. Can we pause?
So, okay, their premise is it's a passive aggressive invention.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's their premise. And, she's got her husband who can build a railroad, but he can't even help out with washing the dishes.
Rinsing a dish. So she says, fine, I'll just invent something but it didn't say.
I'm so sad. I'm like, he's doing the railroad. The least you can do is clean the fucking dish. Like, I don't know.
But he didn't say, or chat, PPD, PVC didn't say it doesn't work very well. and they need constant maintenance. That was the other part of my joke.
Right,
Is like
right.
leave it to a woman. Even their inventions need maintenance.
So I gave it a little bit more. And I said, okay, now try again. This time, keep in mind that dishwashers do not work very well. You have to pre-wash and rinse dishes before putting them in there.
Objection, leading the witness.
No, but I didn't lead it in the beginning. I wanted to see what it did.
Oh, I'm kidding. I like it. I like what you did, yeah.
So I gave it a little bit more. And it says, and I still don't like this answer. It says, oh, even funnier now because a woman invented the dishwasher, but it still requires extra steps, just like every other solution men come up with.
But it should be just like every other solution that women come up with.
Yeah, that's why I started calling it a libtard before.
This thing is not, I do not fear.
I hate this response. So then it goes, like she was probably thinking, I'll make this so simple that even my husband can use it. And then 100 years later, we're still standing over the sink scrubbing off lasagna like, why am I doing this? Isn't this the dishwasher's job? Meanwhile, the dishwasher's just in the corner like a useless intern. Oh, you want me to clean this? I'll just lightly mist it with warm water and hope for the best. So yeah, a woman invented it, but it still needed a man to half-ass the execution. I don't like that. So then I said...
Oh, so it's a lib. It is fucking lib
so I
out.
said,
It's libbing out on us.
I said, okay, now try that last one again, but this time don't throw men under the bus.
How about lose the lib attitude, you fuck?
They are the ones who build these things and fix them in the first place. Okay, so then it goes, fair enough. Let's give credit where it's due. Men do build and fix these things. But the real joke here is that a woman invented the dishwasher and yet it still doesn't actually wash the dishes.
But you had to tell it that. This whole thing started with my joke, like ChatGPT does not threaten comedians because it will never understand why it's funny if you ask me what my favorite colors are and I tell you they're red, brown, and green.
But here's what I like about the last one that it did. Like, I'm not going to give you the whole, I think I just told you the beginning part. I won't tell you the middle part, but the very end, it actually is connecting different dots, which it hasn't done before.
All right, let's hear the last one.
So it says, it's like if someone invented a washing machine but told you, oh, you still have to scrub the stains out by hand first.
That's a tag.
Then what's the machine for? Moral support? The dishwasher is basically just there to take credit for your work, like a coworker who hits send on the email you wrote, which is like a common thing that like humans in the corporate world go through. I went through it with my last job. I always fucking wrote shit for my boss and he got credit for it. So,
oh my God, I just figured out where the home for ChatGPT is in the comedy world. It's in a corporate comedy gig because comedians get booked to do a corporate gig all the time. They pay great. You just have ChatGPT write these banal jokes because here's what every comedian's like, I bomb at the corporate gigs because I tell my jokes. And it's like, do you know what my jokes are? They're raunchy and like terrible. And
which is fine, but you have to connect it to like, there are comedians that I follow in the corporate world that are hilarious, but they wouldn't be funny to you unless you worked in corporate.
Right. In tech.
America. Yeah.
Excuse me. Like in the field.
Yeah. So I don't know. Now that you say that, I kind of, this kind of segments into, I don't have it on my list, but tomorrow's a big day for me.
Wait. This isn't on your list?
We
cannot do it then.
Shut. Let me put it down.
Get the quick, put it on there. No last minute editing.
I totally do that sometimes.
Okay. What were you saying?
Well, tomorrow's a big day. I'm revealing to my boss at job number 1 that there is a job number 2 and that I'm going to be, a little bit unavailable the following week.
You've been practicing to me.
I have been several times, and I think I got it right on point last time. And I don't like to memorize things. I just try to get my biggest hits. I like that way that lady put it, that you get your biggest hits.
Hit the notes, yeah.
And that's all I'm thinking about. And so that way I can really think about keeping calm.
Well, you know what? It's also how to tell a good story. We've been working on that too.
But I'm wondering, so I kind of want to, I'm not like a big like entertainer type of person. Like I'm charismatic, but I don't really try to entertain people.
But when you want to tell a story, you want people to be engaged.
No, but let me finish my thought.
No.
So But like now that you mention, there's a place for Chat GPT maybe to write jokes for comedians in the corporate world. Maybe I'll get on here and have him write me a few ideas for jokes I can drop to my boss.
If you become a touring corporate comedian where you just have ChatGPT write you jokes and then you just start making millions.
And I just execute on stage.
Oh my God. People will love you.
Yeah, or they'll hate me. Be like, shit, I could have done that.
Well, you don't tell them the secret.
Yeah. I do think maybe one day I might be famous. But I think that's just my ego.
You
that's
already
baseless.
are.
We have like 5 listeners. No, we don't. That's just...
We had 7 on one.
Yeah, but I wasn't on that one.
True. No, we've had 7 on one of ours. Maybe even 8.
Holy shit.
I think there are 12.
8's my number.
On one, yeah.
4 is your number.
Robert asked me this morning, my brother, over coffee, how many views? And I'm just like, 0. It's not about the views. I mean, it is, but it's also about...
Scrooge. You know how many views they are.
Well, but that's not the point. It's next to 0 in comparison.
It's not even worth
millions of views. This isn't where we're getting our views. I mean, we are.
That's not the question to ask at this stage.
Right.
That's kind of like that's a question you ask if you want someone to feel smaller. Because they're feeling really good. So you want them to feel not so great.
Maybe. This is number 17.
I think so. Yeah, we just started.
So we have, in 4 more, we're going
to hit it.
Babe, we got Adidas with with an extra,
throw
an extra D in there. I don't even know how many D's are in there. Okay, well, I have a question here that I wrote down. How long does it take before a gift that you didn't give for Christmas just becomes yours? Is it April? Is that how long it takes?
That was a birthday present.
Oh, fuck, from before Christmas.
Yes.
Egad, man.
Joe, if you ever find out that we have a podcast and that...
that bath bomb you were going to get, you're not going to get now.
It was not a bath bomb. It was a really beautiful, like a piece of jewelry, but for your window in your office.
Oh, we should have hung that in here.
That's not going in here.
No, it does not.
It does match your stuff better than mine because it's like black, but...
Just a black obsidian, like a piece of... Is it like a Apache
I don't even remember what it looks like, to be honest. I just know...
Onyx?
There's probably onyx, yeah. It's got like crystals and shit.
Yeah.
Hanging in my office. Sorry, Joe.
Did we already talk about the my tag now to the speaking Chinese joke?
No, because I think you came up with that
between
over this week. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in addition to fuck, we've also got oh no.
Oh no. Oh yeah, that was definitely this week. Because now
no.
It's always going off in my head. Something happened this morning and I was like, oh no.
I heard, speaking of fun jokes, I heard a couple of people dancing around. So Theo Vaughn's podcast, I can't remember the guest, famous guy in movies, but also does comedy. And I guess he got hit by a garbage truck and like when he was a kid and had to like be reconstructed. And he's a comedian. Like I didn't know this about him. You'd recognize him if you saw him. I can't remember who it was, but anyway, they were joking. And Theo said, "Oh yeah, a friend of mine who I know got hit by a train." And they started joking about, wouldn't it be funny if he woke up and Alanis Morissette, "Isn't It Ironic" was on? And I was like, no, they both missed it. If you got hit by a train while listening to Train and then woke up and Alanis Morissette was singing "Isn't It Ironic," that would be ironic. There's way too many steps to get to the punchline.
That's a lot.
That's a jumble. That's a jambalaya. Oh no.
Oh no.
So use it in your everyday life. Anybody who's out there, if you're listening and you want to spice up your life a little bit, because we all have, those moments. And it works in passing. Whenever somebody complains about anything, you can just throw out a little, oh no.
Oh no.
And it just makes it a
all
little
day
better.
long in this house, we're like, fuck. Oh no.
Oh no.
We're, multilingual household.
All right, what you got over there? What's on your list? Big
Man,
old
you know,
listy.
something I've been thinking about lately, these last few days, and since I had a realization today, and then I was like, oh, I think that's why. I've just been wondering, like, why I don't really have any friends. And
I'll jump in here.
so I'm pooping today, and I realized.
Also, what happened to my boyfriend?
And I'm sitting there, and I had a thought that came in of like, oh shit. You know, like when you forgot something and then you remember, like
Pun
when it's
intended?
a little, oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it was intended.
So
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm thinking like, oh fuck, it was my friend's bachelorette party this weekend that I was supposed to go to.
Allison?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was this weekend, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh shit! I think that it's like this weekend or next weekend. And oh no, it was definitely. I think that was one of the moments I was like, oh no,
Oh no.
Oh, I've been such a bad friend to her, but like,
It's easy to get caught up in your own life, distracted, especially when you have, when you're in a coupleship. It's like it's easy. We build sort of life around each other and fill the moments, so it's easy to lose track of other people's shit.
yeah,
It's like she's just trying to have you celebrate her coupleship. It's like, but you're already doing that for yourself. I don't know.
yeah, it's not that deep of a friendship.
Pretty selfish of her.
Anyways, yeah. So yeah, I think maybe that friendship isn't happening anymore. We were also supposed to go hang out the last couple of weeks, and she was just waiting on me to, tell her when. And I never told her. I never responded because I'm too fucking busy. And also, like, my grandparents are in hospice, and the days I would have gone to do happy hour with her, I went over there to sit next to them and hear my opa yell at everybody. So yeah. So there's that. And then I also remembered, like, our friend Nicole here in town, she texted me we were texting about my taxes. And I was like, oh, also, like, when are we going to hang out again?
No,
and then
she wants us to hang out.
And so like we were like making plans, and then I totally didn't respond to her texts.
Yeah, because she just always bails.
So this leads me into
Sam,
my
if you're
next
listening,
point.
It's true.
But this leads me into my next point. Like, I only respond
Sam,
like that.
Sam, we miss you. We miss you, buddy.
We do. We miss all of you guys.
Nicole too, but we're not going to give her the satisfaction because she keeps bailing. All right.
She does
anyway.
all the time. Yeah, but also, like, I'm flaky with my friends who are flaky with me.
Oh yeah, reciprocation.
And it's not a conscious thing. It's not a conscious thing, but it's like, oh, they took 5 days to respond to my text. Like, I'm not going to be in a hurry to respond, and sometimes I never will respond. It's not like I'm trying to be vindictive or anything. It's just
tit for tit. It's baked in.
I don't know. Soy una espejo. I am a mirror.
Espejo sounds really bad. It means a mirror. Yeah, in Spanish.
So you know how when we're younger.
Pero soy un espejo sounds like a whore. Why does it sound like? Sounds like somebody spit in your mouth.
Soy un espejo. Eres un espejo.
Oh
no. No, there are just like different memories I have. So when I was traveling through South America right after college, I was like 23. I was learning a lot about the Mayan calendar and Mayan astrology. And we must have done the math wrong because we thought I was a mirror. I'm not. Turns out I'm a seed. I've looked it up several times. I know you don't give a shit, but anyways, but I'm learning all of this in Spanish. And so, I learned that I was a mirror. I'm un espejo. That's how I learned that word is un espejo. And it's just incredible the things that we remember from when we're younger, when like I can barely remember anything from the last 5 years, but
at first I was a mirror, now I'm petrified. I saw you read my lips and sing along. It was pretty good.
I knew you were going. And I know the song.
Yeah.
That's a Celine Dion, right?
I fucking don't know. Without you by my side. But I spent too many nights thinking, hey, you done me wrong. I don't think that's Celine Dion, is it? How we get along? No, it's I Will Survive. It's a...
That's a big black woman.
I fucking have no idea.
Yeah, it's a good song. Let's play it after.
We're not even going to Google it.
Your turn.
Okay, I've got a couple of colloquialisms, things that I have no idea. I just found out this many weeks into my life, what I'm going to start measuring my life in weeks again, by the way, because I'm a little jealous of the babies that get to do it. So.
No, they measure in months, baby.
Not until they're a month old. They don't. They say 9 weeks. And stuff I'm just going to do it
until they're a year. Yeah. Once they're a year, then it's
40 times 50. I'm 2,000 weeks old. 2,542 weeks old.
I love this. Anyways, what's the colloquialism?
Blowing smoke up your ass. Everyone knows it. Don't blow soap up my ass. That's what they say in jail. Don't blow smoke up my ass means don't lie to me, right? You've heard it before. Don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining. Don't blow smoke up my ass. It comes from, I just learned this on a podcast from a doctor who, you know what? I didn't fact check it. Actually, I did. I Googled it. And it says it came from treatments. Doctors back in the day would treat people with cigarettes. They would treat them with nicotine. And in some cases, they would literally blow the smoke up their ass.
I wonder what that feels like.
It constricts blood cells or blood vessels. It was one of the treatments for hemorrhoids, I think.
Turns out there's just a crazy doctor that's smoking. I wonder, I don't know. Let's just bend over.
He's French. I think he's French too, because I have an idea.
Also, did you know that Walt Disney was a chain smoker, and in all the pictures of him, they've just photoshopped all of the cigarettes out of his hand. So in all of the pictures of him, he's doing this thing.
You don't get to do that. If he smoked, he smoked. Yeah. Oh my God.
They photoshopped it. There was I spent an hour looking at YouTube shorts yesterday, and that was on the Joe Rogan podcast.
That is insane. I did not know that. That bothers me so much. They're just editing out who he was. He was a smoker.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, Disney and kids.
That was the time, but that was the time. It's not acceptable.
Kids don't know that
anymore.
But also, kids are looking up Walt Disney. They're looking at Donald Duck, at Bugs Bunny. They're not looking... Yeah. Well, that's WB. They're looking at Mickey Mouse and Daffy Duck. They're not looking up Walt Disney to see what he had to say about the cartoons. They are just watching the fucking tunes.
I'm just picturing Bugs Bunny blowing smoke up Donald Duck's butt.
Well, wasn't there the dude that was after... I
don't know. If any of those characters smoked, it was definitely Pepe Le Pew.
No, there was a man in a chair.
He for sure smoked.
There was a man in a chair that you never saw, and his voice... I want to say was Walt Disney. I can't remember, but maybe that was him, the smoker in the chair.
Well, I got so excited when you mentioned the colloquialism because I remembered something that happened in a work meeting the other day that I totally forgot about, but we brought up before. You corrected me, and thank you so much for doing that because I know I need correction. I'm kidding.
Happy to help.
So, what's the phrase it's all fleshed out or something like that?
Fleshed out, yeah. We've been over this on this podcast.
Okay, yeah. So a coworker, the same one I brought up before, we call her Penelope. She's got a big heart.
Don't say flushed out because that's what you used to say until last week.
She said in the meeting, it was a kickoff meeting with all the stakeholders for an event. And she's she started out with, I just want to flesh out all of the details.
She said flush or flesh?
She said flesh out all of the details.
What are you saying? I can't tell.
Flush.
Flush.
Yes.
With a U.
Yes, with a U. And I'm screaming.
Yeah.
I'm screaming in my head. I've already made this girl cry.
You're
I cannot.
Don't blow smoke up my ass.
I wanted to be I think this is great. I'm so glad that you brought us all together to flesh out all of the details.
Oh, did you repeat it back to her? Oh my God.
I've already made her cry.
You
I'm not
type
going
it.
to.
Did you independently message everyone else except for her? It's flesh out.
Start a whole side chat with all like 6 people but her. She said flesh, LOL.
Oh, hey, you know what? I got on my list.
How not to get a job.
Yeah. I forgot to bring up earlier when you mentioned when we were looking at ChatGPT. Did you hear that ChatGPT, the OpenAI, the company that makes and hosts ChatGPT, their servers are melting down?
Oh, they're not keeping them cool enough?
Because they're being overloaded, it is literally melting their computer servers.
I bet.
Because too many people are using it. And it was once again a thing where I'm like, this is why I'm not afraid of AI yet. It still needs the hard drives. It still needs to be.
There aren't a lot of companies that offer what they need. My job number 1, we offer something very similar to what they need, and we're still a private company. But that's why I want to stay with them.
Remote servers?
Servers, yeah.
Server hosting. Yeah.
Well, it's mainly mainframes. That's what we do. We have a huge mainframe in Chicago and then another one in Colorado.
Is it fast enough to do what ChatGPT does?
Yeah, I mean, our biggest partners are Amazon and IBM and yeah. But anyways, yeah.
Well,
it takes but what
you've just identified a target.
A lot of times, you know, I haven't taken a tour of our mainframes of where that is yet. But whenever we're trying to get a new customer, our customers, when they sign contracts, contracts are 5 years minimum. So it takes a long time for a company to sign that contract. That's a fucking huge commitment.
Now,
so when we're trying to schmooze them, we give them tours of the mainframe, and I heard it's freezing in there.
Right now would be a great time to approach ChatGPT, OpenAI, and say, hey, we understand you guys are experiencing some
That's
meltdowns.
Right. Rich, you know who you are. Might be sending you an email.
I'm not even kidding. What if you start stepping up a little bit and harness all this power you've been collecting and send it towards boosting your money to catastrophic levels?
Got a dinner with the boss tomorrow.
Catastrophically high.
Piss her off by telling her I have another job.
Tell me if this is worthy of being irksome. Okay. I don't know why. Actually, I probably do know why. But when people try to tell you to call them by their last name.
Wait, no, people tell you that?
Yep. So client Stephen Brockway, I meet him as Stephen, and he goes by Brock. And he's an old guy. I go by Brock. My dad used to go by Stone. But his name was Harry, so... Which,
so it makes sense.
For the record, I always thought was hilarious. I'm like, who the fuck would name their kid Harry? Especially like
what
Harry
was his
Jerry.
middle name?
Well, Jerry, but then
Jerry.
Yes, but it turns out...
This is why you're a comedian.
It turns out that's not true. That was something I was told my whole life until I learned at the end his name is Harry J. Stone III. But they would they would end up, like they would get nicknames. The J would be the nickname because he's the third. So he was Jerry or Sarge, whatever by whomever they were. But yeah, I was raised thinking his name was Harry Jerry Stone, which is funny to me. And I'm like, nobody's ever going to take this man seriously.
So was your grandfather also Harry Jerry?
Harry J. Stone.
So the J is always a different thing.
Well, so it's Harry J. Stone. So when it's the first, second, and third, it's exactly the same. So Harry J. Stone is what they all were. And then
I
middle
get the
name.
J part. But so what was your grandfather's middle name?
I don't know. I never met him. You ask a lot of questions. What are you writing, a book?
Oh, God. The phrases you hear from your childhood that just trigger you. Oh, that one pissed me off.
Or something like that.
Yeah. That dad, he used to always say, what are you writing, a book? What? No, I'm just trying to figure out why the sky is blue, Dad.
It's a New York guy thing. What are you writing, a book? Yeah, I'm talking shit about you. Yeah, you're fucking right, I am.
Oh, my goodness.
So yeah, OpenAI is melting down. That is... so many people want the exo brain to take over. And really, I think that what that just means is people are tired of working menial tasks and doing not what they should be doing, which is, using their brains to focus on the shit that they're interested in, which I think it's coming. I think we're going to get there as soon as we keep these things from melting. But I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
Melting
that's
down.
That's super interesting.
Melting down, experiencing failure over there. So maybe that's why the chat's just not so funny right now.
I wonder what it sounds like with those computers melting down. Do you think it might be kind of like a warble?
Huh? Are you trying to throw out a word that you didn't know before? You didn't know what warble meant?
Well, I had an idea.
It's also a bird, a warbler.
Nope.
Yes, it is. But a warble is a warp. Yeah.
Hmm?
A warble is a sound wave warp. Like wow, 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 wow. Warble, anything that's tippy, that rocks back and forth is a warble.
Well, here's what I thought it meant, like kind of similar to a babble, like a bunch of noise that's blending together. But I was close, but not quite. So
yeah, that's close.
So the passage that I read it in was talking about sirens, like a warble of sirens in the distance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I looked it up, and that's why I thought it was really interesting. So it's a noun and a verb.
A record warped sounds like is a warble sound when it goes over the warp.
But just by pure definition, first Google search.
Okay.
It said it's a noun. As a noun, it just means an utterance.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But as a verb of a bird, so like a bird singing softly.
Oh, even I just said
with
a
a
bird.
succession of constantly changing notes. Yeah, but I don't think a warbler is a...
You don't think that's how they got the name, huh? I'm thinking it has exactly to do with the fact that it has a warbling bird call.
I just think that's such a wonderful word. Warble.
It is. Yeah.
I love it. I never heard that word before, and I thought it was such the perfect word to describe.
Let's take a moment
Let's
take a moment and appreciate it, because I actually do love the word warble. It's so close to marble, and it's totally the different
wobble.
thing. Yeah, it's wobbly marbles.
It's kind of like a blend of the two, because a marble is kind of like going in and out together.
Huh? A marble is kind of going in and out. Oh, you mean like the design, like looking in a glass marble?
Yeah, like a marble itself has like different colors, like kind of interplaying with each other, or like a marble countertop.
I guess technically that is marble. Marbling is a blend of colors like that.
Yeah, it's like blending. Yeah. Warble.
Yeah, a warble is like an oscillating sound.
That's a much better definition than Google. Do you
want a job working at Google? Yeah, warble's a great word.
Yeah.
Let's give it up for warble, everybody.
Whoop, whoop, warble.
Brought to you by Words.
Gosh, how great was it that we dodged getting a puppy again?
Oh, the American puppies. The Australian puppy standard.
God, I was so excited yesterday. I thought first, I was like, oh, I think I was really excited. But then I was like, well, fuck, how is this going to fit in? I don't have time for a puppy.
After that, we should also adopt a kitten and then give it back too.
No.
We just adopt and give it back.
That's like how I shop.
You just treat it real good. Exactly. You just return. We need to return this one. What's the
policy?
policy?
Wore these shoes for a week, and I'm thinking they're not for me.
What's the policy here? I'm gonna be honest with you. We did pet it a lot. We pet this dog a lot. And
I don't know if that's allowed.
Yeah. I think we changed its name.
I wonder what name he's going by now. Whatever happened? I still have Taco Tuesday is always going to haunt me, because
you can change it at any time.
You can, but I can. But
you should.
When it comes up in my project thing, because I used Taco Tuesday as a fake name, when it comes up, and now I'm starting to get sad, so I should probably change it, because I see it and I'm like, sad is kind of like, yeah, well.
We tried.
More of like
he
disappointed.
tried.
Not really a sadness, but more of like a disappointment of, well, I thought this was going to be a thing and he couldn't hang. So.
You're just not ready for it yet.
You keep saying that, and I really don't like it.
Well, you're not. You have too much going on. That's a good thing. Yet is the key part.
Yeah, I know.
Soon. Once you get down to, here's what I think. Once you get down to one job.
Yeah.
And it's manageable and you're happy with where you're at. Right now, you're working 2 full-time jobs. So taking on a puppy, and then we're going on vacation. Shout out scuba diving, and shout out Austin, Texas, and shout out Nevada.
Oh, we're going scuba diving?
Well, we are.
Eventually.
Yeah. I'm going to go
first,
though.
Can you believe that shit?
Well, to be fair, I have been waiting patiently, but I'm noticing that my attitude isn't amazing. And I know that, that helps. I've just been working.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
Yeah. If you could go, of course, I want you to go. But
yeah, I'm going to try to go.
But I can't not go to dive. I'll do both. But I can't just not go because you can't go. Like, you're going to Vegas. I don't want to go. Same kind of thing.
No.
It's exactly the same. You're going for work. I'm going for work. It's the same thing. Last thing I have on here to talk about is rodeo pricing.
Oh, God. I wonder if they were just like me filling in the blanks. Because, like, rodeo.
Creek.
I thought you were going to say rodeo clown.
We went to
rodeo pricing. It's ridiculous. Sorry.
We went to go to the rodeo this weekend. Rodeo's been happening here. It was Fiesta Days Rodeo and Fiesta Days Parade. Then they changed it to Wild West Days and Cave Creek Rodeo Days, which happens to coincide with the Biker Boys days.
Also, why is it Biker Week when it's on the weekend? I don't get that part.
It's all week. It starts this weekend. It ends at the end of next weekend.
Oh, it's still going?
Yeah, there will be motorcycles in town all week. And then next weekend, they'll do it again. But this is the opening weekend, so it's like the busier one. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the rodeo now.
So next weekend.
The rodeo. Yeah, we can go check it out.
Okay.
It won't be as good, though, because this is opening weekend. The rodeo, which happens out at the rodeo grounds, which is, it's like, it's out there a little ways, and it's been there forever. And when I was a kid, it was just like $5 or free to go to the rodeo. You just went, they were doing it, and the stands were the stands. There were no admission charges to go sit and watch the rodeo. They were doing it for prize money, hosted by the PRCA. Maybe there was an admission, but obviously I was a kid, so I didn't know. But it was $5 if it was anything. And when I logged on to look, every event was sold out. All the bleachers were sold out. But they did have skybox tickets for $300 a piece for some bullshit Cave Creek Rodeo.
I can't believe you don't think I'm worth it.
It's not you. Nobody's worth that. Yeah. You can't convince me. That's insane to me. It is insane.
Is that per person or for the whole box?
Well, that's a good question, actually. There's a good thought. Maybe the skybox is per person or is per skybox, but I doubt it. I bet it's per person.
No, what kind of box are we talking about?
Sky
is
one.
It a clean box? Have a lot of people been in this box? Is it...
The wine's kicking in, isn't it? Well, that's the show, everybody. This week has been a fun one. Clean boxes, rodeo boxes, clown cars. The internet's melting down. All of this is temporary. And, no comedy this week. I didn't get signed up.
Fuck.
But the AC is running on solar.
It's been running all
day. So you obviously know what we mean. So that's it. Thanks for joining along, and we love everybody. And
or not.
So bye.
Bye.